Okay, well, George has finished the mashed potato off, and to go with that, I'm going to make a beautiful lamb shank to start with. Now, in my time in the kitchen, I've used these Nestle products quite a bit. I mean, the longest thing to make in the kitchen is a stock. So what I'm going to do is do a braised lamb shank with a bit of mirepoix and red wine. Now, I've already made the stock, and what I've used today is the new gluten-free beef-flavoured stock, which is great because, as we know, there's a lot of gluten-frees on the market these days. So it's the beef-flavoured gluten-free stock, which I've made up here. I've cooked up a bit of mirepoix. We all know what that is, so I'm not going to bore you. I've used a bit of thyme, garlic, celery, carrot, onion, and I've cooked all that off. I've also sealed off my lamb shanks. So, you know, a couple of pieces there. I've sealed them off in a hot pan, a little bit of seasoning. Now, we all use the gravy mix and the demis. We all use them as for those fit for purpose. But what I do is, instead of using a flour, I actually use the demi mix and roll the sealed off shanks into the demi mix. And as that's braising through the couple of hours, it actually thickens the sauce up. So we don't need to add a flour to it. We're actually adding a flavour base. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that for you. And you know, using the demi sauce powder, and I'll just grab that open there. And basically, just liberally, instead of dusting them in flour, all I'm doing is just rolling them, liberally rolling them in the demi mix like that, giving it a coating all the way around, just get a bit of the excess off, into my pot, which will go into the oven for a couple of hours. Pretty basic. And what we're going to get is a beautiful, rich flavour out of all this. Okay. Just pour those in there, and I'll just cover those with the nice stock. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is put those in the oven for a little while, get it hot, then I'll cover it so it's nice and simmering, and I'll braise it for a couple of hours. So I'll just whack that in the oven now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the plate up of these fantastic lamb shanks that have been cooking for a couple of hours. And remember, we're serving those with the famous mashed potato that Pete and George whipped up a bit earlier. So I've done all that. I'll just get my lamb shanks out of the oven, and they're nice and hot, ready to go. And they've been braising away. Now, you'll see the sauce is a little bit reduced. What we're looking for is a nice coating consistency of the sauce when it's finished. You know, a little bit of demi in that, the gluten-free stock, and it's, you know, it's just about perfect, if I might say so myself. And as I was saying to George and Pete earlier, sometimes I really surprise myself. So we've got a little bit of hot mashed potato, just a generous, simple process there. Now you can have, you know, if you're generous, look at that, cooked down beautifully on a nice autumn or winter's day. There we go, centre of the plate. And what I've served that with is some buttered beans with a little bit of burnt butter on. And I'm just going to coat that with the beautiful rich sauce, which gives it all its flavour. You mop it up with that beautiful mashed potato, and away we go. Look at that, absolutely wonderful. And I'll just top that up